Now let's get started with setting up the data transformation file, which is available in component in SRC. I'm going to import the necessary libraries, import OS, import sys from scikit-learn, compose, import column transformer from scikit-learn, impute, import simple imputer from scikit-learn, pipeline, import pipeline from scikit-learn, preprocessing, and then from data class, import data class, import numpy as np, and import pandas as pd. Let's create a new class, and I call it DataTransformation config. For this class, I'm going to use this decorative add data class to automatically create the constructor. Now I'm going to introduce a new property like preprocessing data transformation file path, which can be equal to os.path.join. For this location in this folder artifact, which is available in my project artifacts, and I would like to call it preprocessing picker file. It's a picker file. And then let's create another class, data transformation. Then for this class, let's create the constructor, and the constructor is going to be underscore init, and here I'm going to introduce a new property, call it data transformation config. It's going to be a new instance of this class. Let's create a new function and call it get preprocessing object. In this class, I'm going to introduce my numerical and categorical columns in my dataset. So categorical columns, they are gender. I have a list here. Gender, and parental level of education, and test preparation course. Okay, And the next one is numerical category. So numerical columns gonna be writing score and reading score. Now let's create pipeline for categorical and numerical columns. I'm saying num underline pipeline. I'm using the pipeline and it's asking me for the steps for this pipeline. I want to do all of these steps one after each other. That's why we are creating a pipeline in this case. I'm introducing the steps. And the steps is going to be, for example, imputer, and I'm going to say imputer, simple imputer. And then saying this scalar, and in this case saying that standard scalar. And for categorical as well, I'm saying cat pipeline, and cat pipeline going to be equal to pipeline, and introducing the steps again. For the steps, I'm saying impute, simple imputer. The other one is scalar, standard scalar. And one hot, and I'm saying the one hot encoder. Then after this, I'm going to attach these two together. So for doing that, I'm saying pre-processing is going to be equal to column transformer. And for this column transformer, for this one, I'm going to introduce the line and the column, which is numerical columns. For this second one, is going to be cat pipeline. Categorical columns. Now let's create another function and call it initiate data transformation. And the parameter are going to be train pad and test pad. Now we are going to introduce this property, maybe pre-processing object of BG, and we are using above function, this function. Then I'm going to introduce another variable for target column name in our data set, which is math score. Let's train df is equal to pd dot read CSV from the train pad. Then test df is going to be equal pd dot read CSV from the test pad. Then let's introduce the input feature. It's going to be train df and drop for the last column, which is at the target column. Which is this target column. And axis 1. And then target feature. Is equal to, again, train df for this column target name. And the same for test. It's going to be equal to test df dot drop for that column, for the target column. And target for the test. Is equal to test df and that column. This column. Now let's apply the transformation to our process for train and test. I'm saying input train feature. Is going to be pre-processing object of fit process the transformation for this data set, which is the input for the train. And the same for input for the test. Input test feature is going to be equal to pre-processing object. But this time I'm saying transformation because the first time we used the fit transformation for the train. And the next time that we want to apply it for the test, we don't need to do the fit again because data has been trained for train set and we just need to apply the transformation for test set. So I'm saying transformation and send this test input. Then after that, we want to join the target and input for the train and for the test. Now I'm going to join input feature and target feature for the train and for the test set. For doing that, I'm saying train array can be equal to np, which is for numpy, and c underscore help us to join these two data sets. Feature, this one for train, and np.array for target test df, and the same for the test. Test array is going to be equal to np c underline and sending this input test set and np array for target test df. Now I'm going to create a new save function in util py. I'm saying function save object for file path, and for object. First of all, yeah, let's send this one and then saying that dir path is equal to OS. Let's import the necessary libraries like import OS, import sys, import pandas, then os.path dot directory name for this file path, start make directory for this directory path that I recently created. Let's say if it exists already, keep it, otherwise create it. Then open the file, write as a binary. We want to create a pickup file. As a file object, and we need to add another library deal for creating this pico file, pico dot dump, which helped me to write binary this object which is coming from the previous class to this file path. Finally, we want to return this train array and test array, and then from this property data transformation config, we want to return this one as well. After that, would like to get back to the data ingestion. I'm going to from src components and data transformation import data transformation, also again from src dot components dot data transformation import data transformation config. Now in this part, I'm going to call class from the data transformation. It's going to be equal to data transformation. It's from the data transformation dot initiate. I am passing these two data set, test set and train set.